Indian softball today. On the other field, Bear Lake and Snake River playing baseball. We'll keep you updated on both games. They're both huge, and so we'll keep you updated. If the Bears win today in softball, they are the regular season district champs. If Preston wins, it's a tie for the district championship, and the tiebreaker is a coin toss. So we'll have to figure that out when that time comes. Bears are just hoping to take care of business and get it over with.
That would be a great thing.
On the baseball side of things, big game as well. If the Bears win today, they are guaranteed to be no worse than third place in the district tournament and avoid having to play Marsh Valley in round one. On the other hand, if Snake River wins today, the boys have to beat American Falls to finish third place. And that game takes place on Monday. That was a reschedule. It was supposed to take place about a week ago. In fact, a week ago today, and because of weather, they did not play that game. As you can see on the softball field, there's no way you can hear it from here, but as you can see, they're doing the national anthem, and the umpires have met, so we're about ready for some softball. On the baseball field, they're doing their final warm-ups, and then they'll start the the baseball game. Like I said, just kind of like if you're watching the other day, the baseball game, we don't have quite as good a view of baseball as we did of softball from where we're seated today, but we'll keep you updated the best we can. We can see the scoreboard, so we'll keep you up to date on score, inning, all that good stuff, because that one's big as well. The Bears would love to get a win and be in a position to be that third place at worst, and they will have split with Snake River, so it depends on how some other things, but if it comes down to a tie, Snake River does have the tiebreaker in baseball. In softball, there is no. All the tiebreakers are the same for both teams, so there's no way to break the tie. It will come down to a coin toss, but in baseball, the tiebreaker does come into effect between Bear Lake and Snake River, and Snake River has that tiebreak. If it comes down to a tie between Bear Lake and American Falls in baseball, it would be a coin toss. So Marsh Valley is not going to tie with anybody. They're undefeated in district play in baseball and are likely to stay that way. They're having a great year, ranked in the top 2 or 3 or 4 at worst, I think, last time I checked, in the state. So Bear Lake, Snake River, and AF in baseball fighting to be the team that gets to take on Marsh Valley in the district championship. And baseball and softball, more than probably any other sport, on any given day, if the pitcher's having a good day or the pitcher's having a bad day for the favored team, baseball is probably the game that on any given day, more than any other sport, anything can happen. So and especially because of pitch counts and all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of strategy that comes in. Do you pitch your best pitcher in the early rounds just trying to advance, or do you save your best pitchers hoping you advance with your second, third, fourth string pitcher, and then take care of business with your ace against the best team? There's a lot that goes into that, and that's why that game is on Monday, so that all those things are options for Coach Craig Culver and the baseball team when the district tournament starts. And district tournament starts next Thursday for both baseball and softball.
Crazy how fast it's gone.
It's gone. Still a week and a half away from golf district. It is Monday the 8th for golf, not the 8th, Monday the 5th, sorry, for golf district, and then Thursday the 8th and Friday the 9th for track district. But baseball has to be wrapped up by next Saturday. A week from tomorrow will be the end of the season, because they do a regional play-in game. They're kind of using baseball as a guinea pig for a regional play-in game, and so we'll see how. So their season will wrap up. Their district tournament is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and that's all over by Saturday, and that will be at Marsh Valley. Marsh Valley is the number 1 seed. They will host the entire baseball tournament.
This is next week, did you say?
Yep.
Okay.
So starting on May 1st, and then softball also starts on May 1st. The number 1 team does not play on Thursday, but will still host. And so if it's us, there will be games here next Thursday. Bear Lake just won't be playing in them.
Yep.
If Preston happens to win today and also happens to win the coin toss, then those games will be in Preston. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
So this is a big game. Big game today.
It's Yeah, massive. And that's why we chose to cover this one and we'll keep you updated on baseball. And Bears already have an out over there in the baseball game. Their game started a little bit quicker. In fact, we're right on time here, exactly 3:30, and yet they've already recorded one out on the baseball side of things. And there's a foul ball that just came into the field. And leading off, pitching for Bear Lake is Brooklyn Crockett. Behind the plate, looks like Cambria Romrell. And the leadoff batter is Madsen for Preston. First pitch swinging and off the fence. It's going to be a double. That was a closer play at second than I thought it would be. Madsen hits the double off the top of the fence on the first pitch of the game. That wasn't very far from being out of here.
Yeah, that was close. Great hustle by
Taylin DeClark.
Thank you. I was just thinking Bamey, and that wasn't right.
She made that way closer than I think, and that's a foul ball. So 2 pitches, 2 swings. Biggs at the plate now for Preston. And that was foul ball, almost run down by Callie Beard. Just didn't quite get enough air underneath it for Beard to get over underneath it. So 0-1 with a runner at second. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Crockett. And Crockett up 0-2. She's only thrown 3 pitches. They've all been strikes. So the first one, that double off the fence. That one's another rise ball. That one's high. She laid off at that time.
Boy, it looks good right till it gets to the plate.
It
still looks good. I would still swing at that thing.
That's why those are so hard to lay off of. It's a good strikeout pitch. Ball 2. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. They're not missing by much. Just enough that she's laying off. So here's the payoff pitch, 3-2 to Biggs.
Good
Struck
pitch.
her out, swing and a miss. So she had to work for it, but Crockett gets the strikeout. That brings Keller, she is the pitcher today, to the plate. And it 1 out now with the runner at second. And a little pop fly. Beard is underneath that one for out number 2. And then the throw goes into left field. So the runner will advance, Madsen. So Beard caught the ball, threw it over to Armstrong at second, but it was a little offline. Armstrong couldn't catch it. Rolled into center field. And the runner advances. And the reason that's big is because now a passed ball could score a run. And ground ball to third, over to first in time for out number 3. So it's not going to matter. Leadoff double goes for naught. We'll be back with the bottom half of the second right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Okay, Jared, you're back.
So the Bears retire the Preston Indians in a scoreless first inning after the lead-off double by Madsen. She is stranded at third base. Strikeout, pop-out, ground-out ends the threat, and the Bears come to the plate in a 0-0 ball game, bottom of the first. And the shortstop Madsen led off for Preston. Shortstop Armstrong leads off for the Bears. And Armstrong, one of two seniors here playing on senior night. They decided to honor the seniors after the game.
Yep.
Take the stress of senior night, the emotions of senior night out of it. So they're going to this is one, softball and baseball are sports where you have another game coming up afterwards because the JV plays second. And so you have the opportunity to do that. And it's already the second inning over on the baseball field, 0-0 still. So didn't see what happened, but it went quick. And that one, first pitch is low and in the dirt for ball one. So 3 up, 3 down is a report now from baseball. So Bears retired Snake River pretty quickly, and Snake 3 up, 3 down for Bear Lake. So that one's already in the second. We're just in the bottom of the first here at softball. And ball two inside. There's a lot of movement on that pitch. It looked like it was going to be good, and then it dived in and down for a ball. So 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. So Madsen, the shortstop for Preston, doubled off the fence in the first pitch of the game. And Armstrong is going to it's going to be a close play at second. She's going to get there easy. And
great job.
A double for the Bears.
That made me nervous for a minute.
And sorry about the delay in talking. It was going to be a close play at second, just like on the first one. In fact, if Owens comes up clean there, she might have been able to make a play, but she wasn't able to field it cleanly. And Armstrong, the speedster, at second, and at the plate, today's catcher, which is Cambria Romrell. And Romrell takes low for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at second, nobody out. 0-0 game, bottom of the first. Here's pitch number 2. Inside for ball 2. Both teams wearing black pants and blue uniforms.
Yeah. Confusing.
And they do look a lot alike. The Blues are slightly different colors, and the Bears have some camo on their sleeves. But they look a lot alike out there. And that's a called strike right at the knees. That's the drop ball that stayed up just long enough. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Armstrong still down at second after her leadoff double. So both leadoff hitters were shortstops. Both of them doubled. Now 3-1. Because that one's low and in. Catcher came up aggressively. Campbell came up thinking she could maybe catch Armstrong. And Armstrong just steps back. 3-1 is fouled off. 3-2. That one was close. That might have been ball 4, but it was close enough. She felt like she could put it in play. So the 3-2 pitch is up next. In this situation, this is reminiscent of the top of the first. Exactly the same situation. Romrell hoping to change things, though. And she does.
Hit. That's a great hit.
Into center field, and Armstrong is going to score. And on the throw, Romrell will just stay at first. So the line drive single scores Armstrong from second.
Great hit by Romrell. Couldn't have placed that better.
And Peyton,
unless it was in my lap.
Yeah, a home run is the only way that could have been better. The Bears take the early lead, 1-0. And this brings Peyton Crockett, the junior, who started the season red hot from the plate. He is the batter. Ooh, called strike.
That was pretty.
She knew it. Look, there's a lot of movement. We got a good view of we're not directly behind, but we got a pretty good view just like you do. And there's a lot of movement on that pitch. It looked like it was going to be inside, and it came back right over the middle of the plate. That one's low and in the dirt. Romrell goes back to first base after the Campbell makes a great stop to keep that runner at first. You don't want him to get to second base because, as you saw, Morgan Armstrong scored easily on that single of Romrell's. And popped fly, it's going to be caught by the catcher.
Darn it.
Wasn't sure
Great.
she was going to get over to it.
Great play by the catcher. That's what I should say. That was.
She caught it right against the backstop. It looked like it might get out of play, and she barely caught it. It was about at her ankles.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay Fisher, who had a home run here against American Falls the other night at the plate with 1 out, 1 run in, a runner at first. Same pitch that Crockett took on that first pitch. That one didn't move quite as much. That was a little bit more of a fastball without quite as much movement, but the same location as Crockett took. And Keller moves around a lot between pitches. That one's low and inside. Nice stop by Campbell to save the base. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1 in the first inning. Lots of ones. As the Bears jumped out to the early 1-0 lead, would like to put more on the board, and off her own foot on that pitch, foul ball. She's acting like it didn't hurt. She just stepped out looking to the coach for the sign.
I said ouch.
It's going to leave a mark. She'll remember that one.
Toe is numb, I'll bet.
So Fisher down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss.
Run.
No, she can't run. She's out automatically. They're going to throw at her anyway. She was out because the base was occupied, but because of the throw, Romrell makes it all the way to third. So if the first base is occupied and there's less than 2 outs, even on a drop third strike, it still counts as the strikeout. But the fielding error allows Romrell to advance all the way to third base. So now she's in scoring position with Humphreys, who's had a red-hot bat at the plate. That was smart of Fisher to run anyway, because even though she was out, she drew the throw, fouled straight back. She missed that one going way out of here by about an inch. If she'd cut that one in half instead of being underneath it, that ball might still be flying because it was straight back and fast. So a strike 1, 2 outs, runner at third. Bears have already scored a run. And that one is high. It's going to be foul. Hit somebody over at the baseball field. Right in the shoulder. She's grabbing the shoulder. I thought it hit her in the head, but she's grabbing her shoulder, fortunately.
She's like, I'm moving. I'm not staying here.
So that was somebody
over watching the baseball game. Dang.
Yeah, just got nailed. Somebody hollered heads, but that's the danger of having 2 games going on at the same time. It was one of the moms watching over on the fence line of the baseball field. So 2 strikes now, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Runner at third is Romrell in a 1-0 game. Bears lead it. And that ball is low and inside. And again, Campbell working hard back there, saving all kinds of stuff. That would have been a run. With 2 outs, you know that the runner's going to be aggressive if that ball gets passed. So that stop right there by Campbell saves a run. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh,
it's going to do it again. Heads.
This one is going to get into the baseball field.
I'd be moving out closer to the porta potty, stink or not. I'd be like, nope.
Get just a little bit further away.
I'm going to give myself a little more distance.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third. Humphreys. She's got her timed up. She just needs to put it in play. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be it. So that ends the inning, but the leadoff double by Armstrong comes around to score. The Bears lead it after 1-0 here on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S title and escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Bears lead at 1-0 after one in the softball field. On the baseball field, middle of the second inning, and the Bears trail 3-0 as in the top half of the second inning. Snake River put up 3. Both teams went in order in the first inning over there on baseball field. In the second inning, Snake River scores 3 runs, so the Bears have some digging to do to get back in that one. Meanwhile, here on the softball side, Morgan Armstrong led off with a double. Cambria Romrell drove her in with a single, and the Bears lead at 1-0 after one. Gilbert, the second baseman, will be batting to start the inning off for the Preston Indians. Brooklyn Crockett still in the circle for the Bears. She had a ground out, pop out, and a strikeout in that last inning. Let's see what she can do here. Here's the first pitch. First pitch swinging, it's a foul ball. As a coach, I like Preston's approach to hitting. A lot of times the pitcher's going to try to get ahead on the count, so going to throw a strike. It's not always necessarily down the middle, an easy one to hit, but they like to throw strikes early, and these Preston hitters try to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
That one hit her inside, just inside, but it got enough of her that Gilbert is now down at first base, leadoff runner at first, and Dunn is the batter. Foul tip, strike one. You could just hear it tip the bat. It hardly even moved it. Romrell still brought it in cleanly. And a ground ball back to the pitcher. She'll go to, no. She was going to go to second, decided she didn't have time. By the time she turned to go to first, no play, so the fielder's choice. Everybody's safe on the ground ball back to the pitcher. So nobody out, runners at first and second. And that was one of those that she just took just long enough, hesitated long enough that she didn't get the out. Jones, the batter. She's going to line drive it into left center field. One run will score, maybe. Well, yeah, they're going to make the throw too late, but the other 2 runners stay at first and second. So Jones on the first pitch drives it to right center field, and Pope made a good play on it. Made it look like she was going to catch it, which held it to a single, and a run does score.
Great hit by Pope. It was similar to Romrell's for Bear Lake in the first inning.
So runners at first and second now in a 1-1 game. And foul ball. Again, first pitch swinging. Owens now the batter. Still nobody out, runners at first and second. And a hard ground ball down the third base line. It's going to score a run. Crockett up with it quickly, but the double scores a run. And there's just absolutely nothing that can be done about that. Hard ground ball down the third baseline. Crockett, in fact, made a great play to get it in as quickly as she did. But the Preston Indians take the lead 2-1. Still nobody out. And Archibald coming to the plate. She squares to bunt, lays it down. Runner is going to be out at first, but it will score a run. The squeeze play works. Archibald with the sacrifice bunt. as Romrell goes to first, records the out, but the run scores, and it's now a 3-1 lead, and Matson, who had a double to lead off the game at the plate with just the one out, she takes outside for ball one. Crockett. Ooh, line drive. Beard can't bring it in. It's a single to right, and it scores a run. And I think Beard almost reached out with the wrong hand there.
Yeah.
Instead of backhanding it, she almost reached out with the bare hand. And
I think she did a little. I think she got a tip on her fingers.
Hard line drive into right field. The run scores, and Biggs will come to the plate. Madsen now 2 for 2 in the game. She has a single and a double. And the Bears will come together at the circle and talk it over. Senior pitcher Brooklyn Crockett. I looked over at Peyton, her sister, standing in left field as I went to stare at Brooklyn Crockett, the other senior on the team, pitching today. So with one out, runner at first, already 4 runs in the inning for Preston. And the fielder's choice on what could have been an out has been costly. Ball one, low. They're expecting Matson to go from first, so it was a quick throw back to the pitcher. Crockett ready, comes quickly. It's a ball. And again, Matson not going anywhere. That one just barely missed. She's missed for 2 straight balls, but they haven't missed by much. And the Bears have already scored a run over on the baseball field and have runners at first and second. And great snag there by Romrell. That could have got to the backstop. It's now 3-0. So just one out over on the baseball field. Bears trail 3-1 and have a couple runners on after what I think was either a walk or a hit by pitch just happened over there. Meanwhile, Biggs is going to hit a fly ball foul. Crockett will catch it for out number 2. I believe it was foul. Doesn't matter, it was out. So nice play there by Crockett. And now 2 outs with the runner at first. And this brings Keller to the plate. Keller is 0 for 1. She struck out in her first at-bat. And she takes that one high for a ball. So 3-1, Snake River leads in baseball. 4-1, Preston leads in softball, both games. In the second inning, the Bears, the baseball game in the bottom of the second, softball game in the top of the second, and the steal is successful, and the throw way too high goes into center field, and so Matson makes it all the way to third. The pitch was a ball, the steal was successful. She was going to be safe no matter what, and then on the throwing error, she gets to third. So Crockett ready to deliver to Keller in a 2-0 count. Keller is going to pop that one way foul. She's a lefty. She was way out in front of it. That landed about shortstop of the diamond behind us. And after 2 complete innings in baseball, it's 3-1. So the Bears only get 1, but they cut into that Snake River lead going into the top of the third over there. Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch.
And we're back to a 2-2 count. So after getting ahead in the count 2-0, 2 straight strikes, and we're at 2-2 with 2 out. Bears would like to get out of this inning without allowing any more after giving up 4 already. Here's the pitch. Ooh, just missed. A little high. And here's the payoff pitch. First base is open. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Keller. Foul ball, we'll do it again. And of course, with 2 outs, Matson being very aggressive over there at third. If it's not an out, she likely scores if the ball's in play. Here's the 3-2 pitch with 2 out. And it's a ground ball to second. Price over to first in time. That ends the inning, but the Indians score 4. It's 4-1 after 1.5 here on the SVI Sports Network.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Brooklyn Pope will lead off the bottom of the second inning. Bears trail 4-1. Bears led 1-0 after 1, but Preston put up 4 runs in the top of the second inning. Now Bears come up in the bottom of the second, hoping to get at least a couple of those back. This bottom part of the lineup have been the heroes the last couple games. The game here on Wednesday against American Falls, we'll give you some bonus coverage of that on the SVI network after the baseball game ended. Brooklyn Pope, the current batter, started the inning on second base. It was the 9th inning, so Texas tiebreak. She started at second. She scored the game-winning run after stealing third. And Callie Beard and Bentley Price have both had game-winning hits in the last 2 home games. It was Bentley delivering a double to beat Marsh Valley, and it was Callie Beard delivering a single to score Brooklyn Pope from third base the other night in that game against American Falls. So this part of the lineup has done a lot of damage for the Bears. They're hoping to do that today. And the Bears trail 4-1. And as we've said, this is a big game. The winner of this is the district champ. Well, if Bears win, they're district champion for sure. And if Preston wins, it goes to a coin toss, as they will have split on winning on each other's home field. That one just missed outside. Ball 1. And then Pope fouls that second pitch off. Over on the baseball field, 3 up, 3 down. So the Bears are headed to the bottom of the third. They're coming to the plate trailing 3-1 over there. Bears trail here 4-1, but the Bears at the plate, nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the second. Brooklyn Pope BP at the plate. Takes outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike with nobody out. Bears love to get Pope on base. Got to get that leadoff runner, and she is talking to Coach Pope, and yes, he is a little bit biased, but I would agree with his assessment. Brooklyn is maybe his second best base runner as far as speed and aggressiveness and all that. Fouls that one off, 2-2 count. So
She has great game awareness. Like, she's very, very conscientious of what she should be doing on the bases.
she gets a good jump, gets a good lead, and makes good decisions most of the time. So he'd love to get her on. 3-2. She has worked the count full after fouling a couple off. And now the payoff pitch coming with this at-bat. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, 4-1 ball game. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And it's a ground ball foul. She fought that one off. That was one of those drop balls that probably is out of the zone by the time it got to the plate, but it looked good. She was able to fight it off. You start your swing, you got a quick second to make that decision, and she did a good job of grounding it foul to stay alive. And swing and a miss. That one, great pitch.
Yep.
Got her on the inside corner. So one out, and now Bentley Price coming to the plate. Price playing second base, batting in that number 7 spot in the lineup. Swing and a miss. She swung at that
It looked a little
drop
low.
ball.
Yeah.
She's been hitting great. Last week against Marsh Valley, she had a fantastic game. We named her our Steel Man of the game, not just because of the game-winning hit, but she just had a great game overall. There's a ball for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Bears would like to cut into the Preston lead, which is 4-1, after they had a big second inning. That one's in the dirt, gets to the backstop, and nobody on base, so no harm, no foul. Just ball 2. Already 1 out over on the baseball field. Make it 2, as it looks like that was Peter Newton that was just retired at first base. So now 2 down. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. So Price now has a chance to get a walk and or see a pitch that she should be able to do something with. Looking to be a base runner. Bears needing that right now here in the second inning. Ooh, change up. Fell in there for a called strike. It looked like it was going to be high and away, but because the off speed, it fell into the strike zone. Great pitch, 3-2. So here's the payoff pitch again. That one's easy, ball 4.
Great job.
So a great at-bat for Price. She earns herself a walk. And Callie Beard, the sophomore first baseman, she solidified herself early on. There was kind of a platoon over there at first. They tried several different people. Beard has solidified her spot. She's played defensively great over there at first base, and her bat has been crucial so far this year. She takes outside for ball 1. So Callie Beard takes a ball with a runner at first, 1 out. And the inning's over on baseball. Bears don't score any. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So after 3 complete innings in the baseball field, it's 3-1. Pitcher's duel going on over there. Each team scored runs in the second. First and third, both teams go in order. 4-1 here in softball with a 1-1 count, 1 out. And Beard's going to single to center field.
Great hit.
Price
go.
They're actually going to be a double because the wind kind of knocked it down. And Price is going to score.
In the dirt.
She scores
Great
easily.
Great job.
So the double, Price scores from first on a double to right center field, as the wind kind of knocked it down and the outfielders couldn't bring it up cleanly. And the double scores the run. Nice aggressive running there from Price. And this brings Brooklyn Crockett to the plate. She's pitching today. And she'd love to move Beard. Get another run back here. She takes outside, ball 1. That was a hard one to lay off. That looked like it was going to be a good pitch.
Yeah.
Her changeup that falls in and her fastball look a lot alike when they first come out of the hand, and that one was the fastball, so it stayed up. And Crockett was able to lay off of it and it went outside. Outside for ball 2. So 2-0. Crockett has a chance to make her counterpart work in the circle a little bit, and Keller, she's maybe the most active pitcher I've ever seen in the circle. She walks, she paces between pitches.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a called strike. That's a good take
Pretty
there by
pitch.
Crockett. It was at the knees on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch, but it's a good take when you're already up 2-0. Not much you could have done with that pitch if you swing at it. So here's the 2-1 pitch with 1 out. And that one's going to be fouled back. A little underneath it and a tiny bit late. So 2-2 pitch with 1 out and a runner at second. Crockett, the batter. Takes high, ball 3, good take. That was a decent pitch. Just missed high, and it's a full count. Every batter this inning has been full.
Yep.
The Bears are being patient and making Keller work. Foul ball, we'll do it again. Crockett timed that one up, just missed it underneath. Beard, the runner at second with 1 out. She'll have to tag on a fly ball, but she's got the speed. She could score on a base hit from second. So here's the 3-2 pitch again. Low for ball 4. She draws the walk.
Great patience by Brooklyn Crockett there.
And that brings us back to the top of the lineup. Morgan Armstrong, she hit a double to lead off the game and then came around and scored the run for the Bears in the first inning. Courtesy runner Maddie Michael will replace Crockett. Michael has got some serious speed over there, just a freshman, but she can fly around the bases, and she will be the courtesy runner. In baseball and softball at the high school level, you don't have to sub out for your pitcher and catcher. You can just courtesy run for them, and that's what they're going to do here. So Armstrong at the plate. She's going to single up the hit it up the middle. That's going to score a run. And Michael, Michael's going to go.
Get in the dirt.
And she's going to score as the throw's offline. So another double and 2 runs score.
Great hit. Great hit by Armstrong.
The hard ground ball right at the middle ends up being a double for Armstrong. 2 runs score.
And just like that, we're tied.
And Morgan Armstrong 2 for 2 in the game, both of them doubles. And the Bears right back in it. And Armstrong, the speedster who's already got a run scored in this game, is at second base. Timeout taken by Preston. They're going to talk things over. And in the baseball field, the Bears already have 2 quick outs in the top of the 4th inning. Looking to retire the side and come back with the chance to get back in this one. 3-1 lead for Snake River over there. 4-4 tie right here as the Bears have come alive in this bottom half of the 2nd inning, have driven in 3 runs already and have a runner at second with just 1 out. It's a beautiful day, out here. You can hear the wind, but it's sunshiny and a nice day.
Yeah.
You can hear the wind in our microphones, but it's a lot nicer day than it looked like it might be. The cloud cover has kind of blown away. And speaking of blowing things away, Romrell had a single that scored a run in that first inning.
Nice transition.
And she's coming back to the plate now, and Keller gets ready after the timeout called by the coach. Here's the pitch. Inside. It's to the backstop, and easily down to first base goes Armstrong. Third base. So ball 1 is a passed ball, and Armstrong stands down at third. Now a wild pitcher pass ball scores a run, especially with her speed. I said that Coach Pope said that Armstrong was maybe Pope was maybe his second best runner on the team, and Armstrong would be his top.
First, yeah, you're looking at her.
Taylinda Clark not far off. That ball was way outside for ball 2, so 2-0. Keller acting a little bit nervous now in a 4-4 game. Beginning of the inning, she was pitching with a lot of confidence. Now, 3-0.
Great job by their catcher to
Campbell.
keep that ball right there in front of her.
Especially with the runner at third, Campbell working hard back there. Catchers make a huge difference because pass balls, wild pitches can change a game in a hurry. 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. Romrell fouls that one over into the other diamond for strike 1. And that was one she's like, oh, that's a strike. I better swing at it. She fouls it off. So she'll do it again. 3-1 is the count. Runner at third, only 1 out. So even a fly ball to the outfield most likely scores a run here. And we're going to get a pop fly. It's going to be out of play. Hits the dugout of the other field.
Ding.
You can hear that clank on the top of the dugout from here. Glad it's not hitting on the top of my noggin. That's one of the 2 reasons. The shade so we can see our screens is one, but that's the other reason we have a canopy over us because we're in deep center field. And Romrell's very capable of hitting one right here. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch.
Oh, she got her on the inside.
Called strike. That's one that if it's not 2 strikes, you're okay with her not swinging at that, but with 2 strikes, you got to try to put that one in play. And It was right there, knee high inside corner. Great pitch.
Yep.
One that she's probably going to let go, but is there for a strike. So Peyton Crockett now will try to get the Bears the lead, and she's going to ground it right back to the pitcher. Keller up with it in time for out number 3.
Great inning for the Bears.
They come back and tie it, and we're tied at 4 after 2, after 3. After two. We'll be back with the third right after this on the SVI.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
With the helpful hardware, folks.
Four after 2. Bears score 1 in the first, 3 in the second. Preston, none in the first, 4 in the second. We're all tied up at 4 after 2 complete innings. On the baseball field, we're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it's 3-1, and a leadoff double for the Bears over on the baseball field. Not sure who that is. Looks like might be Ryder Beard. I thought I saw number 3 on the back of his jersey, but I can't tell from here. So the Bears have a runner in scoring position, needing to come back in that one. Campbell is the batter. She grounded out to end inning number 1 in her only plate appearance. Here she is for her second time up in a 4-4 game in the 3rd inning. Crockett still in the circle for the Bears. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. There's that drop ball that Keller has been throwing very well and very effectively for Preston. It just drops out of the zone. Looks like it's going to be a strike at the knees, and then it just drops down and away from you. Ball 1. So 1-1 count. Nobody out. The Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard shows 4-4, ball 2. 4-4 after each team had a big second inning. 4 runs for Preston, 3 runs to tie it right back up by the Bears. And here's the 2-1 pitch from Crockett. Outside, ball 3. Okay, that wasn't Ryder Beard over there. It's number 2. That might be Dawson Beard. I might have had the wrong cousin. And swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Crockett. And 3-2 count. Lots of 3-2 counts in this game by both teams. So here's the payoff pitch. Fouled right back to the screen. We'll do it again. We'll have another 3-2 pitch. And I think we got runners now at second and third on the baseball diamond with nobody out for the Bears. It was a ground ball that they didn't get the out at first, and the runner advanced to third, and on that throw from first to third, ooh, just missed high for ball 4. The runner advanced to second, so runners at second and third over there. Runners at first over here, that's Campbell. Gilbert, the second baseman, coming to the plate. I believe she was hit by a pitch, her first at bat, to lead off that 4-run second inning. And she's going to ground ball to the pitcher over to first in time to get the out. No indecision that time by Crockett. She just goes to first, gets the out for out number 1. This brings Dunn to the plate. And Dunn's first at bat was the ground ball back to the pitcher that Crockett didn't make a play. She thought about going to second, couldn't get it there in time, and it was too late to go to first. Swing and a miss there. Crockett, that pitch has been nasty. She's got a lot of speed and movement on it today. That pitch has been very effective for her. Both these pitchers have a lot of movement on their pitches. They very different body styles, as Crockett is tall and long, and Keller is much more compact, but their pitches are very similar. As that one's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. That's a runner at second after the walk and the ground out. Swing and a miss. She got her to offer it the rise ball. So now ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bears on the baseball field scored a run. So now it's 3-2 over there. That's a big game as well. And that's a foul ball. Down the right field line, lands foul. So we'll do the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch again with 1 out. Runner at second is Campbell, the catcher. Chloe Dunn, the batter for Preston, the center fielder. Pop fly, back out of play. So we'll do it again. The 1 ball, 2 strike count. And Dunn has fouled a few off here in a row to stay alive. Crockett would love to get the strikeout right here. And another foul ball into deep left field of the other diamond. It's Dunn doing a good job of fighting and staying alive. Great pitching by Crockett. And the Bears only get 1. We're headed to the top of the 5th over on the other field, and a foul tip again. Just barely got a piece of that rise ball.
She's really battling.
Great at-bat for Dunn. Great pitching by Crockett. She's not giving her anything to really hit, but Dunn's fighting them off because they're close enough. She's got to try to put a bat on him. That one probably was a ball, but it was a good pitch, the rise ball, which is hard to lay off of. So Crockett ready for the 1-2 pitch. And it's going to be a line drive to center field. A run will score. It'll be, the throw is offline to second, so the runner will advance to second on the throw. But the single scores a run. So it's now 5-4. Preston jumps back into the lead by a run with 1 out. And Jones, the third baseman, coming to the plate. She had a single in her first at-bat. She takes low for ball 1. So Dunn with a great at-bat. She fouled off about 4 pitches over there on that at-bat before finally getting one she could put in play. Line drives it up the middle to drive in a run. And there is a foul ball. That'll wake everybody up over there that's watching the game down the third baseline. The Crockett family. Those ones that are now wide awake over there. 1-1 with a runner at second with 1 out. Ball high and away. 2 balls and a strike. Both fields, this is battle today. Couple good games going on here at the ballpark. Swing and a miss. Nice. Beautiful pitch inside corner. Jones couldn't catch up with it. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 on the Burdick Memorial Healthcare scoreboard on the baseball field. 5-4 on the Burdick Memorial Healthcare scoreboard on the softball field. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh. Just missed. On some batters, that's not high. Just high, though, for Jones, and it's a full count.
There it is, though.
And that's a foul ball over into the baseball field. Just makes it into foul territory of the baseball field.
That lady over there, she's like, okay. I can't believe she hasn't moved yet. I would have, because that's the 3rd time it's come at her.
And that one didn't miss her by much.
Ooh.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Struck her out.
Great job.
A swing and a miss on the rise ball on the outside corner, so now 2 outs. This brings up Owens, the left fielder. She, in that second inning, had the double that scored a couple runs down the left field line. Hit number 8 in the lineup, the left fielder. And she is going to pop it up right to the shortstop, Armstrong, who catches it in her tracks. So only 1 run scores for the Preston Indians, but they do retake the lead, 5-4. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 band. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
Fisher is the batter. I believe, let me double check myself, that she struck out. She did strike out, but her strikeout actually advanced a runner from first to third because it was a drop third strike. She ran even though she was out no matter what, and the catcher came up firing and the runner advanced all the way around to third. So Fisher 0 for 1 on the game, stands in there. Keller delivers. Called strike. That one, it dropped just after it crossed her knees for the called strike. So 0-1. That pitch, both pitchers have thrown that pitch effectively in this game. And when you get it crossed effectively, it's hard to lay off. And you can't really do much with it if you swing. And ball 1, as that one's high. And 2 quick outs over on the baseball diamond in the top of the 5th. And Fisher fouls that one off. So down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And runners at first and second, looks like there was just a walk over there. So runners at first and second for Snake River with 2 outs. Bears trying to hold them without any runs in this inning. It's 3-2 in the baseball side of things, 5-4 softball side of things. Fisher takes that one low for ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 3rd. This has been a fun game so far. Lots of base running, lots of good things happening. Bears have scored in each of their 2 at-bats. Preston has scored in 2 of their 3 at-bats, and that one's high, full count. Lots of full counts, lots of good at-bats for both teams in this game. And Fisher, who had a home run against Marsh Valley a week ago, trying to get on as the leadoff runner here. 3-2 count. Ball 4.
Great job by Fisher.
That one just missed for Keller. That was her strikeout pitch in the last inning, and that one stayed low the whole time, didn't fool her. And so Fisher is at first base. And that brings up Abby Humphreys, who's got a heck of a bat in this game. She struck out in her first at-bat, but she has played very well. She takes that one top of the zone for a called strike. And she's going to fly this one deep center field. Biggs underneath it and catches it right at the fence. She She just missed a home run there.
Yeah, that was a great hit. Right out here to the camera. Almost. Ray was going to protect it. He was ready.
Biggs only had about 2 more feet of space. And the Panthers don't score on the baseball field. Pope squares to bunt, and it's going to roll foul. In Pope's first at-bat, she struck out. So with 1 out after Humphrey's monster fly ball that just is allowed out, Fisher's at first, and Pope at the plate. She squared to bunt on her first pitch. She's not bunting this time. She takes in the dirt for ball 1. Campbell is working hard back there. She has saved a lot of potential bases and even a run or two, as she has kept everything in front of her for the most part. And that one, she doesn't, just as I say that, it goes all the way over to the dugout. Fisher easily down to second. And that was low and inside. It just hit off her knee pad and ball bounces clear down to the Bear Lake dugout. Fisher trots down to second base. So the 2-1 pitch now with the runner in scoring position, Lindsay Fisher. Outside, 3-1. So here we go, Brooklyn Pope, the batter, Fisher, the runner. Here's the 3-1 pitch.
Oh, that looked outside, but it must have been right on the corner.
Called strike. If she would have swung at that one, if I'm the coach, I'd have been very upset at her swinging that, so I'm glad she took it. But it's a called strike. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Yep. That's ball 4.
Good job.
So now runners at first and second for Bentley Price. Bentley Price drew a walk in her first at-bat. Came around to score in that 3-run second inning. And she comes up to plate with 1 out, runners at first and second. Fisher and Pope, your runners. Price, your batter. Swing and a miss, just missed it. That drop ball.
Yep.
That one started about belt high, and that's where she swung. And by the time it got to the plate, it was at her knees. 2 quick outs over in the baseball field for Bear Lake.
Ooh, inside.
Inside, almost hit her for ball 1. And so the Bears still in a 3-2 battle over there in the 5th inning. That game going a lot faster. This game just in the 3rd. That one's bottom of 5th, this one's bottom of 3, and they started right at the same time. That one's in the dirt, and both runners will advance as it bounces in front of the plate, comes up off of her chest protector, and both runners advance on the passed ball. So now Bentley could drive in possibly 2.
Both runners are capable, very fast.
And Fisher there at third has only 60 feet to go, and Pope has got a lot of speed down at second. And it's going to be a slow ground ball back to the pitcher. They're going to go home. It's not a force, but she gets the tag out. Smart play.
Yep.
So the fielder's choice gets the out without the run scoring. And so it's first and third now with Callie Beard, who had a single. No, it was a double. She turned it into a double in her first at bat. But that was a big out. Good play there by Keller to record that out. If she doesn't record that out, if the Bears score a run, it's a different game. That would have been a tie game. Instead, it's 2 outs and Preston with a chance to get out of the inning. Called strike, same pitch. That outside corner drop ball. The umpire, Katie Jensen, very consistent behind the plate today on calling that a strike on both teams. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's inside. Almost caught her on the knee. Price staying down at first. Usually with a first and third situation, it's almost automatic to take second, but Campbell has a great arm, so Price being careful. Beard's going to drive it up the middle to the second baseman. She bobbles it, And the run scores on the air, and we're tied again.
She had it. She just started making the play before it was completely intermit. She was right there.
Yeah, she would have had to make a good throw because it was deep. Bears tied up on the baseball field. Bears tied up on the softball field. 3-3 over there, 5-5 over here. And Brooklyn Crockett, who walked on her first at-bat at the plate now. She takes low, ball one in the dirt. Price down to third.
Oh, that was a great backup by the shortstop there behind third. If she'd have not been there, that would have been another score for the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah, the throw was high. If the shortstop's not there to back up the throw, then Price, who rounded, would have scored easy. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Great hit.
And Campbell doesn't come up with it. Got over there, but not in time. And the run scores, and Crockett, I'm going to call that one an infield single because that would have been a hard play for for Gilbert to make. And so run scores, runners at first and third, courtesy runner Michael coming in for Crockett. So Crockett has done herself a favor twice in this game. She walked and came around to score. That time she drives in a run with the infield single. And this brings Morgan Armstrong to the plate. Morgan Armstrong 2 for 2, 2 doubles, I believe. Yep.
Great hitter, great runner.
The senior has a chance to give the Bears the lead, a bigger lead. The Bears are up by 1, 6-5. She fakes the bunt. She's not swinging. The throw down to second, not in time, and a run will score as the ball gets away. That's why you don't throw to second.
Yep.
With the runner at third. Michael steals. Was that a ball or a strike? I think it was a ball.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a ball.
Michael Stills Beard scores on the throw down as Madsen couldn't come up with it cleanly, and the Bears lead by 2 with the runner in scoring position. And Michael is fast. And a ball. Oh, it was a called strike on that first one because she just said that one was a ball. And she said she showed 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Bears have already taken a 2-run lead. And Armstrong is going to pop this one up. It might get out of play. Madsen's going to catch it over there in foul territory, just barely in play. It was a foul ball, but it's an out. And the Bears score 3 to take a 2-run lead of the 4th inning, which we'll have right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard shows a tie game, top of the 6th on the baseball diamond. Bears and Panthers tied at 3. Bears and Panthers tied for 2nd place currently in the district standings if the Bears win this game. And then it would go to tiebreaker, and the Panthers have the tiebreaker. It was a 7-4 game in Snake River, so we're not surprised it's a close one there. Close one here after that game up there. And meanwhile, 2 innings behind in the top of the 4th. And this game's started at the same time, so that tells you how quick it's going over there. The Bears have the 7-5 lead in the top of the 4th over the Preston Indians. And Archibald, who had a sacrifice bunt that advanced the runners in her first at-bat in that 4-run 2nd inning for the Indians, will be the leadoff hitter. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch.
She was swinging for the fence there. Wow.
Yes, she
was. That was a powerful swing.
I've mentioned how aggressive they are on the first pitch, and as a coach, that's what I always wanted my girls to do. You know, you're probably going to get a hittable pitch on that first one, and she was swinging for the fence. That one's outside for ball one. And 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. We're in the top of the 4th inning, 7-5. Bears lead it. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Nice pitch. These batters today on both teams have battled and battled and battled. We've seen a lot of deep pitch counts, a lot of foul balls with 2 strikes, a lot of great battles from these two teams. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Foul ball again. So Archibald staying alive.
Called her safe.
Was that a drop 3rd strike?
It was.
I had the pitch count wrong. So drop 3rd strike, and she advances to first. So she's safe, and I didn't see that. I was looking down to mark it as a ball in my scorebook, and there we go. Madsen, who's 2 for 2 today, has got a double and a single. The leadoff hitter at the plate. Takes called strike. Nice pitch. So the strike, that's always frustrating when you have a drop 3rd strike and the runner reaches. You get credit as a pitcher for a strikeout, but you don't get the out. And here's a high pop fly. Callie Beard, the first baseman, underneath it for the out. And that was up there.
Yes, it was. I'm amazed she didn't lose that in the sun. She was looking right into it.
She was underneath it and for a hot minute, and with this much wind, that was those kind of plays are much, much harder than they seem. So with 1 out now, Biggs, who's 0 for 2 in the game, the batter. She's going to ground it. Oh, it's going to make it up the middle. Armstrong just couldn't get there. Just tipped off the end of her glove. Would have been a great play. Just goes as a single right up the middle.
Great hustle by Pope in center field to field that ball quickly.
Keep Archibald at 2nd place. This brings Keller to the plate. The pitcher, she's 0 for 2 on the day. She popped out to the first baseman and grounded out to the second baseman in this game. So she's 0 for 2. Ball 1. We talked about all the hard work that Campbell's done for Preston behind the plate. Romrell doing a great job. Same situation. Doing a great job behind the plate for the Bears. And again, that was a nice stop on the outside pitch, ball 2. 2-0 count to Keller. And in the bottom of the 6th now over there, the Bears are up to bat. So here's the 2-0 pitch. Hard ground ball. That's going to make it into left field. A run will score. And almost got the out at 3rd.
Very close.
Sorry, run scored, and then the Bears were trying to get a pickle. Almost did at 3rd base, and a very close call. In fact, Coach Pope is going to come out and talk to the umpire about it. So the hard ground ball, single to right field, does score 1 run. And then the runners both advance on the throw to 2nd and 3rd base. And Bears almost catch Biggs being a little bit too aggressive, but can't get her out. That'll bring Campbell to the plate. Just a 1-run lead for the Bears with 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out. And the inning's over. We're headed to the 7th in a tie game on the baseball field.
That's a great game over there.
Campbell, the catcher, coming to the plate. She grounded out to 3rd, and she walked in her 2 plate appearances. And she'd love to do some damage here with runners at 2nd and 3rd and just 1 out. First pitch swinging, foul ball. So a great game on both diamonds. 3-3 on the baseball diamond, headed to the top of the 7th. And 7-6 Bear Lake on this diamond here in the top of the 4th. Called strike, nice pitch, 0-2.
Inside corner. I would have laid off that too.
Now you can't though with the 0-2 count. Crockett works fast. She's set. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
That's a
Pop
great pitch.
fly. Armstrong's going to be underneath it for
Great
out number
job.
2. And it's nowhere close to being able to advance the runners. So, with 2 outs now with runners at second and third, Gilbert, the second baseman, coming to the plate. It was hit by a pitch and grounded out to second in her 2 at-bats. Swing and a miss, inside corner. And that's been Crockett's best pitch, that fastball inside, belt high. They haven't been able to catch up with it and do anything with it. When she's hit it in that spot, it's been a strike almost every time she's thrown it. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball. Humphreys will knock it down, but a run will score. And then she falls down and 2 runs score as the runner from second came around. So the single that she knocked down, but when she knocked it down, it rolled over to the dugout as I think she stumbled over the third base. And 2 runs score on the ground ball. I guess you call it an error. And that gives the Indians a 1-run lead, and Dunn is the batter. Called strike. That was that same pitch, that inside fastball. That time she doesn't swing at it, and it's a called strike anyway. So Dunn 1 for 2 in the game. In her 2 at-bats, she line drive to center field, and she grounded out to the pitcher. And foul ball. So that was good base running by Keller, I think it was, to score from second. She saw Humphreys trip over the bag and the ball dribble away from her, knew that was nothing Humphreys could do, and she made the aggressive play and scored.
Great stop by Romrell behind the plate.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 outs over on the baseball field already in the top of the 7th. And there is a pop fly down the first baseline. Oh, error.
Ouch.
On the fan over there that tried to catch it.
Mr. Bateman.
I wasn't going to call him out by name, but
he had it in his hands.
He did, but with the glove and it coming that fast. And
hands are probably
we're
still
headed to
stinging
the bottom
over there.
Headed to the bottom of the 7th on the baseball diamond. Bears have a chance to win it. As 3 up, 3 down, and that pitch is in the dirt for ball 2.
That ball left her hand before she was ready for it too.
Yes, that one slipped away. And Romrell makes a great stop to keep it in front of her and keep that base runner at first with 2 out. Swing and a miss, nice pitch. Ends the inning, but not before Preston retakes the lead, 8-7 after 3.5. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
We're headed to the bottom of the 4th in an 8-7 game. This has been a fun one.
This is a nerve-wracking one is what it
is.
is.
It's been entertaining. Neither team can seem to keep a lead. Preston didn't score in the first inning, but has scored in every inning since. The Bears scored in all 3 innings so far, and the Preston Indians lead it by 1. Meanwhile, over in the baseball diamond, it is 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th. The Bears, if they score here, pick up the win. Romrell will lead off.
It's not very often you see a baseball game end before a softball game when they start at the same time.
Yeah, the baseball usually takes longer because the different base running rules. And Romrell, first pitch swinging, pop fly, foul, out of play, over into the other diamond.
Love to get her on base.
She's due.
If not around all four, that would be great.
She's due
for
for
her.
a hit. She's got the bat to do it.
Yeah.
One out over on the baseball diamond already. I didn't see exactly what happened. I think it was a strikeout maybe. Oh, pop fly. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball
Great
is
hit.
going to be an infield single. That's not an error because there's no way, even if she comes with that up with that perfectly clean, that she throws her out. Madsen made a good backhand stop. By the time she came up to make the throw, Romero was almost to first base. When it's a slow roller that you have to backhand from shortstop, you don't get those outs very often. So Bears had the leadoff runner on board. Peyton Crockett, who's 0 for 2 in the game, will come to the plate. She pop flied to the catcher and grounded out. And she takes strike one. So Peyton Crockett's payoff pitch, Brooklyn Crockett's payoff pitch has been the inside fastball, and for Keller it's been the outside drop ball. Have been their strike pitches. That one's high. Romero back to first. Campbell comes up and makes her think about it at least. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. And a baseball comes over and bounces right in front of the second baseman. And so we'll have a little bit of a delay as they throw the baseball out of play.
Or Coach Humphreys on first base has it still in his hand.
Oh,
Ooh.
right at the knees, called strike. Crockett's a big, tall girl.
She didn't like that
She didn't
call
like
either.
it. She thought it was low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
There it is.
And there's a pop fly out of play. She fought that one off.
I'm afraid of what's coming our way here in the weather realm.
Yeah, it's looking a little. Let's hopefully
I
get
know
this.
what's in the forecast for this afternoon, and it's looking like it could come true here.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at first. That one's low and outside for ball 2. So 2-2 count. And 1 out still just on the baseball field. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Crockett's going to.
Great hit. Oh,
nope, pop fly.
right to the shortstop.
And not in time for the double play at first. That one, it kind of died. I thought it was going to be into left center field for a single, little bloop single, but it kind of died, and the shortstop, Madsen, gets underneath it to record the out. Brings Fisher up, who has a walk in this game. She's actually reached base twice. She struck out. Oh, she's going to ground it to Madsen to second for 1, over to first, not in time for the double play, but they get the lead runner. So first pitch swinging is a ground ball.
All right, 1 out on the baseball field, runner on second. Again, Bear Lake to bat. Tied ball game, bottom of the 7th. So a very, very intense game going on the field next to us today. And an intense game going on here, too.
Humphreys.
Great
He's
hit.
going to drive
It's
this
gonna
one.
Go straight up in the air.
And the right fielder underneath it, out number 3. Almost didn't catch
she
it.
almost bobbled that. Great job by their right fielder.
So the Bears get the leadoff runner on, but can't advance her around, and we'll go to the top of the 5th in a 8-7 ball game here in Bear Lake.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying as title and escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
All right, going to extra innings in the baseball diamond. The Bears were able to get a runner to second but couldn't advance him. And so we'll go to the 8th. Extra innings in baseball. Meanwhile, here in the 5th, because the softball game's going a lot slower, the Bears trail by 1 after 4 complete innings, 8-7, as they got a runner on but couldn't get it around. And the wind has picked up and the clouds came around, and it's a lot colder now. Jones, who's 1 for 2 on the day, leadoff hitter of the 5th inning for Preston. She takes just high for ball 1. And her one hit was a single to left center field. She takes high for ball 2. And it all of a sudden got really cold.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about a 15-degree drop in temperature all of a sudden. And ball 3. So a chance for Preston to get the leadoff runner on here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one's right down the middle for a strike.
Pretty. Although you almost have to hold there.
Yeah.
When you're up 3-0 in the account, you gotta let it go.
On a 3-0 count, as a coach, you want your batter to lay off, and good thing she did. She walks.
Yep.
That one didn't miss by much, just high. But it brings Owens to the plate. Owens is 1 for 2. She popped out to the shortstop and she doubled down the third baseline. I think a couple runs scored on that double, if I recall. She takes strike 1. Nice pitch. That's the pitch that she's thrown a lot, first pitch, but that time it was on the outside corner instead of the inside corner. So here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ooh.
And another baseball coming over onto the field.
That one was
nice
close
play by
to
close to hitting somebody.
Yeah, the pitcher, our pitcher.
Nice play by Bentley Price there at second base. All right, here's the 1-1 pitch. Nice pitch, the inside at the knees, called strike. And again, that's one of those, there's nothing a hitter can do with that ball except for watch it frustrated, fly past. So 1 ball, 2 strike count. And got it a pop fly out of play.
Oh.
Foul ball. So still 1-2 after giving up the leadoff walk. Crockett ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it looks like
1 out.
One
Runner
out on the baseball
third
field.
for baseball.
And foul ball. That's where she got her double, but this time it goes foul. So they start, when you go to extra innings in high school, they call it the Texas tiebreak. I'm guessing it must have started in Texas, where a runner starts at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at first after a leadoff walk, and there's another foul ball. Just caught up to it, and I think a run will score for Snake River, so they take the 4-3 lead in the baseball field. So the Bears will have work to do when they come up in their half of the 8th inning. Another foul ball. Owens working the count. Battling off these pitches. Both sides have done that very well today. Worked some deep counts, stayed alive.
Ooh.
Struck her out.
Oh,
nice pitch.
Oh, that was really inside, but it must have caught that corner. Great job.
She didn't even hesitate
Oof.
to ring her up. So 1 out with 1 on. This brings Archibald to the plate. Archibald has a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout. She squares to bunt right there, fouls it off. hitting number 9 in the order. Her first at bat, she laid down the sacrifice bunt, got herself out at first, but advanced the runners. That's what she was up there to do. Reached on a drop third strike in her last at bat, and in this one, she's down 0-1 after squaring to bunt. She squares to bunt again, and this time it's foul again. So 2 strikes. If she bunts a third one, and I think we've lost video temporarily, but I'll keep telling you what's going on. Now if she bunts and it's foul, she's out. If you foul it off on a third strike, you're out on a bunt. And so she's not bunting, and oh, that was just inside. That's kind of the same pitch that Owen struck out on. That time it was a little bit further inside, and so it's a ball. And we're not sure what's going on our camera right here, why we've lost our video. Struck her out. So now 2 outs, 2 straight strikeouts, and back to the top of the order, it's Madsen, the hitter. She's the leadoff hitter. She's 2 out of 3 on the day. She started the game 2 for 3, and in their last at bat, she popped out to end the inning to Armstrong. She takes high for ball 1, and we're scrambling, try to figure out the video here. Try to figure out what's going on. Everything appears to be connected correctly, but we've just lost our video feed. Don't know for sure what's going on. Here's the pitch, foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner is still at first with 2 out after a couple strikeouts. Leadoff walk and then a couple strikeouts. Over on the baseball field, still 4-3. Swing and a miss. Runner goes, and she's going to be safe at second. So the stolen base by Jones. Good throw, but just good to steal there by Jones. So here's the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Runner at second now. Madsen, the shortstop, the hitter, swinging from the left side of the plate. Takes high for ball 2, 2-2. That's what you want. There's that rise ball, but you probably want it to be a little bit lower. She doesn't offer, and we're at 2s, 2-2 with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and she's going to drive it into right field for a single, but Jones will score, and then the throw gets past, and Madsen makes it down to second safely. So the single scores a run, and then she advances to second on the throw. So that stolen base is huge. That allowed the run to score. And Biggs, the center fielder who's 1 for 3, comes to the plate with a runner, and a speedy one at that, in scoring position. She popped out and grounded out and struck out so far in the game. She's going to hit a home run. First pitch swinging home run, 2-run home run to right field, and all of a sudden it's a big lead for the Preston Indians, as that was a no-doubter right off the bat. I knew that was gone, and they've got a 4-run lead now at 11-7. 2 outs now over on the baseball's diamond. Still just a 1-run game over there, 4-3. When the Bears come up in the bottom of the 8th, they will have a runner at second, so a chance with a runner in scoring position to get right back into it. Bears have some work to do here now, down by 4. And that one almost went to the second fence. That was way gone, that hit there by Biggs. This brings Keller to the plate. She's 1 for 3. And she takes outside for ball 1. And sorry we don't have video. We're not sure exactly what's going on. Everything seems to be working. The connection's gone. So they're working on it. We're trying to figure out what's going on here. And that one's high for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. But the 2-out rally has given a 4-run lead to the Preston Indians, and Coach Casey Humphreys, the JV coach that acts as the pitching coach, is going to come out and visit with his pitcher, senior Brooklyn Crockett. She has 2 strikeouts in the inning and really only 1 bad pitch, that home run ball.
I know there's no picture.
So 2-0 count, 2 outs, nobody on. And Bears trail at 11-7 on the softball field. 8th inning over on the baseball diamond, 4-3. Bears trail by 1. They do have 2 outs, and so we'll have a chance to get right back in this one when they come to the plate. But there is a runner in scoring position again for Snake River at second base. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. So Coach Humphreys got Brooklyn to calm down, and Crockett delivers a strike. And there's a foul ball, so 2-2. And we're really not sure. Everything is connected and working just fine, it appears, but there's just no video. And pop fly to the left fielder, Crockett, for out number 3. But the Indians score 3 to extend their lead to 4, 11-7. We'll be back. Well, there's no video, so we'll just stay right here, and I'll just tell you about our sponsors. Oh, Lisa's going to try to go to commercial. We'll see if we can find video while we're away. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
With the helpful hardware, folks.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
All right, we're back at the diamond. We're still working on the video. We're not sure what's going on. And it's a 1-1 count after a check swing called strike. Meanwhile, in baseball, 1 out, but a sacrifice fly advances the tying run to third. That one's a called strike. And Bears score. It's 4-4. So Bears will either win it or we'll go to the 9th in the baseball field. Meanwhile, 11-7, the Bears trail here on the softball diamond. Ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brooklyn Pope 0 for 1 on the day. She's got a walk and a strikeout. And she struck out again, swing and a miss, drop ball. Fooled her, and that brings Bentley Price to the plate. She is also 0 for 1. She has a ground out and a walk on the day. So Price looking to be the first base runner for the Bears. And that one's a ball for ball 1 in the dirt. Oh, and we got video back. Woohoo! We're still not sure exactly what must have gone wrong, but we've got it back. And we didn't change anything, and it suddenly came back, so something happened. Double play over on the baseball field ends the inning. Price fouls it off over here.
I can't handle the stress. Biggest game of the year. Lose it all.
1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Bears trail at 11-7 with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Headed to the 9th inning over on the baseball field after each team scores 1. Called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Price. Beard, the sophomore first baseman, is on deck for the Bears. And Brooklyn Crockett in the hole if we get that far. That one stays outside for ball 2. 2-2 count with only 1 out. So we had a 9-inning game the other day on the softball diamond versus Mars Valley. 9-inning game right now going on against Snake River on the baseball diamond. And Bentley Price just hits a home run.
She hit it to me!
Straightaway center field. And I hope the center fielder is okay. She ran into the fence coming back to get it. Bentley Price, I am positive that's her first ever home run. Straightaway center field. And Bentley.
That was a bomb.
Cuts the lead to 3. The Bears were down by 4. They're now down by just 3. And
did she cut her arm? I think she might have scraped or cut up the inside of her arm.
Our cameraman, Ray Henry, had a chance to make that catch. Error on Ray.
I just leaned to the right. I'm like, just go past me.
That was about right at Ray and about 4 feet to Lisa's left. And they're out here checking, the coach is out here checking on the center fielder. I think she's okay. She's telling him she's good to go.
That was a hit, though. She hit it hard. She hit the fence hard. Like Taylin
DeClark hit a game
the other day.
in a game here against Snake River.
Great effort to go for that ball.
So the home run by Bentley Price cuts into the lead. That brings Callie Beard to the plate. Beard is 1 out of 2 on the day. She has a double and a ground out. She takes ball 1. And I think her ground out, she actually was safe at first, but they got the lead runner at second on her ground ball. So she's been on base both times, but one of them was a ground out. So ball 1, 1-0 count.
Oh,
ball
high.
2, but she swung at it.
Yeah, too high.
That was a rise ball, and she should have laid off. That was about at her eyeballs. But after you see the girl in front of you hit her home run, you want to do the same, and she offered at it. 1-1 count. That one was low for ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. And 1 out already over on the baseball field, still 4-4. 1 out here, 11-8. Preston in the lead on the Burdick Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. Beard takes in the dirt for ball 3. So 3-1 count, should be 4-0.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing.
She knows that too.
She knows it too. She had big eyeballs on that one, saw a chance to drive 1 out. 3-1, hitters count. Keller's delivery out. Oh, swing and a miss on ball 4. Oh, that was outside. You can tell how anxious she is to hit. I love an aggressive hitter. Callie knows it, but she swung at a couple of.
The Bears need girls on bases here too. So
Keller threw a great pitch outside corner. Probably would have been a ball, and that one's low.
Ooh.
So she swung at a couple of balls, but she gets herself on base anyway, and that brings Brooklyn Crockett to the plate. She's 1 for 1. She walked and singled. And And she will try to help herself out as the pitcher to advance the runner, Beard, who's down at first after the walk. So in the inning, an out, a home run, and a walk with one out, one on, one already in. Crockett, the batter, foul ball. And 2 outs over on the baseball diamond, still no runs in the inning.
It's cold. It has dropped at least 15 degrees since we got here today.
Brooklyn Crockett due for a base hit right here. And she's going to take high for a ball. Nice eye. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in the inning. Bears still trailed by 3, 11-8. It was 11-6 Bear Lake in Preston. 11-8 Preston leads it here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's low for ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. Crockett drew a walk already once in this game, and she hit the infield single. It's that one Madsen had to backhand and had no chance in throwing her out at first in her last at bat. She takes low for ball 3, and Beard will advance on the pass ball. So 3-1 count, hitters count again to Brooklyn Crockett. Beard, base runner now in scoring position at second. Lee's got her jacket on.
Sorry about that. That takes a lot of effort for an old girl.
I got mine on between innings.
Holy moly.
There's a 3-2.
No.
She swung it, probably ball 4 there. Full count. And Beard, Campbell does a great job to keep it in front of her, so Beard has to stay at second. Morgan Armstrong
There we go.
will come to the plate with bases after the walk. And I was just going to say will be on deck, and then the pitch was thrown and missed just outside. And so now Armstrong, the leadoff hitter, the senior shortstop and backup pitcher, will be at the plate. She is 2 for 3. She's got 2 doubles and then the pop out. With 1 out and runners at first and second, Armstrong.
Skies are grumbling.
And the courtesy runner is Michael at first. And that ball is high. So Armstrong takes ball 1. And over on the baseball field, the runner does advance to third, but there is still 2 outs. Armstrong fouls that one over into the baseball field. Just out in front of that. So there was an error over on the baseball field. Would have been out number 3, and a run does score on the error. So now the Bears going to have work to do when they come up in the bottom of the 9th again. Down by a run. Armstrong swings, pops it sky high. It's fielder's choice, batter's out. It's going to be a double.
Oh, no, go back to first.
Double play.
Yep.
Michael ran. And I think she thought there were 2 outs. And that was an easy double play. She was standing on second when the ball was caught by the second baseman. Easy play over to first. And that ends the inning. But the Bears do get 1 back on the long ball. And we'll be back with the top of the 6th right after this on the SBI Sports Network. Okay, we don't have the commercials working. And so the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare sponsors your scoreboard. Count on us together. Visit blmhospital.com. You say Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Jacobson Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning for the Bear Lake Valley. Call 208-847-2665. Gunderson's Ace Hardware, Ace the Helpful Place, located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. And the computer doesn't like the cold weather any more than we do.
Nope.
Don't forget also Gary H. Tushar, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental with Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, Flying S Title, and Southeast Idaho Steel. Those are your sponsors. The Bears got out of the inning, but they did give up a run in the baseball, on the baseball side of things. So it's 5-4, bottom of the ninth inning over there. And runner will start at second, so the Bears have work to do. They got to score one to stay in the game. They score two, and they win. Texas tiebreak, so the runner will start at second. They only go 7 innings in high school, and this is inning number 9 over there. Jack Hume is the runner down at second, and it was a pop out to end the last inning into shallow left field or center field over there on the baseball diamond. So Brooklyn Crockett stepping back in the circle to start the 6th inning. And this has been a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Bears would like to be on the winning side of things right now instead of down by 3. But still a very winnable game. 11-8 is your score. And Campbell, the catcher, who's 0 for 2 in the game, the hitter. First pitch swinging, foul ball. She has grounded out, walked, and popped out in her 3 at-bats, so she has reached base safely. She's done a great job behind the plate. Both catchers have been phenomenal today overall. So 0-1 count. And that one's high for ball 1. So the Bears have work to do on both diamonds, playing defense right now on the softball field. At the plate on the baseball field. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and pop fly back out of play. Nobody out yet on the baseball diamond. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Pop fly, and it's going to make it out of play. Foul ball. And 1 out. Looks like it was a strikeout over on the baseball field. So the Bears down to their final 2 outs over there. And there's ball 2. So 2-2 count. Both teams, their batters have worked counts today. A lot of deep counts. 2-2, 3-2. A lot of deep counts today. And Campbell works it to ball 3. So 3-2. That one just missed high. That's one you're trying to hope that they can offer at it up high. It's not a very hittable pitch. And she took it for a ball. So here comes the 3-2 pitch, payoff pitch. In there, and it's going to be off the base of the fence, a double for Campbell. She does stop at second. And that one deep left center field right in front of us, just off the base of the fence. Nothing the the fielders can do about that one, because it was a gap shot and deep. So now a runner at second in scoring position, the leadoff runner on base. Gilbert, the batter, she has grounded out and twice and been hit by the pitch. So she's 0 for 2. She lays down a bunt. It will be out at first, but the runner does advance. So the sacrifice bunt is successful.
That was a great looking bunt. Perfectly placed.
And Crockett made a good throw to get the out at first, but Campbell advances to third. So now a wild pitch or a pass ball scores a run. Chloe Dunn. Even a fly ball can score a ball, a run here.
With the tag up. 1
out of 3. And it looks like Snake River wins the game over there in extra innings, 5-4 in 9. And I looked over there and missed what the pitch was. It looks like it was ball 1. Called strike on that one. So the Bears lose a heartbreaker in the baseball field, 5-4 in 9 innings. Great effort there by the Bears. In this one, it's 11-8 in the top of the 6th. Preston in the lead. And the ground ball, and it's going to be an error. The run would have scored anyway, but she's going to go to second. Armstrong had to make a hard throw to get it there in time. Does not get it there in time, and in fact, it was an error. And the runner, Dunn, advances to second. And that one, probably an RBI anyway. I think the run would have scored even on a good throw. Brings Jones to the plate. Jones is 1 for 2 on the day. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. So very few errors really in this game. A single, a strikeout, and a walk for Jones in the game. She squares to bunt. She lays it down perfectly. Out at first, runner to third. So another beautiful sacrifice.
Great job, though, by Baird to get that ball back to home, hold the runner at third.
Nice play again by Crockett. So that could have been out number 3 if it's not for the error on that last ground ball. One run would have scored anyway, so if Bears can get out of the inning here without allowing another, then the error really doesn't mean much. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Great stop by Romrell to bring it up and keep the runner from advancing. So 1 ball, no strikes, and a ground ball to the shortstop. This time, perfect throw.
Great job.
So the error actually doesn't hurt the Bears. The run would have scored on the play anyway. And so 1 run scores, 12-8 your score. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. Bears needing some runs, trailing by 4. Oh, I forget.
Nope, our ad list is offline now. But that's better than the
video, yeah.
Yeah.
So our scoreboard is sponsored by Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. They brought you the scoreboard for all the sports so far this year. Count on us to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. Phillips 66 U-Save. Live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. Jacobs Mountain Air. Heating and air conditioning need in the Bear Lake Valley. Call 208-847-2665. Gunderson's Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place located at the corner of 4th and Washington in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts. That's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, visit. Committed to safety for the Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. Don't forget Gary Tusher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental with Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, Flying S Title, and Southeast Idaho Steel are the sponsors. And when you see them, tell them thank you. We wouldn't be able to do these games without them. And so give them a big thank you. Support them when you can. As we appreciate their help, their sponsorship all year long in all of our sports. All right, so Romrell will come to the plate. She is 2 for 3 on the day. She's had 2 singles and then a strikeout in sandwich between those 2 singles. She's looking to start the Bears off trailing by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. It's been a fun and exciting game. Both teams have scored in just about every inning. I think both teams have scored in every inning but 1. For the Preston Indians, it was the first inning they didn't score. For the Bear Lake Bears, it was the 5th inning they didn't score. And so the Bears would like to reverse that and get some runs right here. Romrell can do that with 1 swing of the bat. She's very capable. And she's going to take low for ball 1. She's put it in play a couple times today. Had a good day at the plate. Great day behind the plate as the catcher for the Bears. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a hard ground ball to third baseman. She comes up with it in time for the out at first. So Jones makes the good throw and records the out. Peyton Crockett, who is due. It's her turn. She's 0 for 3 on the day. She popped out to the catcher. She grounded out, and she popped out to the shortstop on the day. She's got a great bat and could do some damage here. The Bears need her to do some damage here. She could help her sister out. Her sister, the starting pitcher today. Oh, that's the same one that was called a strike on her in the last at bat that she got frustrated with, and it's called a ball this time. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on. 12-8 score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Preston in the lead over your Bear Lake Bears. Ball 2. Crockett will take a walk. She'll get on any way she can. Her sister has walked twice today. And she'd like to get on any way she can, and if it's a walk, it's a walk. Here's the 2-0 count. And that's going to be a fly ball into right field, and nice play.
Great diving catch by the right fielder.
The line drive and Hatch makes the catch. That ball stayed in the air just a little bit too long. So Fisher, who's 0 for 2 on the day, and she did walk, is at the plate. The cleanup hitter for the Bears. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. So the Bears, with no base runners and 2 outs already here in the bottom of the 6th, they need some runners. Fisher takes that one low for ball 1. Trailing by 4. This is the biggest lead of the game for either team. Bears led it by 3 before Preston fought their way back. Now Preston leads it by 4. And Bears need to get something going. And called strike. Outside corner, very consistent. That pitch has been there all day long. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Lindsay Fisher, the batter. She's got a walk on the game. She's 0 for 2 otherwise. Takes low for ball 2. 2-2 with 2 outs. In the last 2 innings, the only damage the Bears have done was the Bentley Price home run. High, deep fly ball, but I think it's going to stay in play. And it's caught, shoestring catch. So 1, 2, 3 go the Bears. And that one looked like it had a chance for a minute. Biggs makes the play about 5 feet in front of the fence. And the Bears go 1, 2, 3, and we go to the top of the 7th. Bears trailing by 4. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare bringing you to the scoreboard today. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. Phillips, you say Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Jacobson Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning needs for the Bear Lake Valley. Call 208-847-2665. Gunderson's Ace Hardware, the helpful place. Located in Montpelier, Napa Auto Parts. That's Napa Know-How. And they will do anything they can to find your part. Trust me, I was in there the other day, and they worked themselves to death trying to find me that part. Northern Title, when you got a tractor made in the 1960s, that's harder than you think. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more, which is where I thought I needed to head after spending that much time looking for that part. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Had a great experience with a family member there just the other day. They helped him out when he had a broken tooth. Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. Gary Tusher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, Flying S Title, and Southeast Idaho Steel are the sponsors for this game and every game. And we got a doubleheader on deck for you tomorrow from Green Canyon High School. Ryan Eborn, a former Bear Lake High School baseball player, is now the head coach down at Green Canyon. And the Bears will take on Green Canyon. The first pitch of the first game will be at 3. Scheduled for 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. We'll have you that doubleheader from Logan tomorrow afternoon. Meanwhile, Archibald at the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. And here's the first pitch. Ooh, just low for ball 1. That's that drop ball. If they don't swing at it and it starts out that low, it sometimes, well, it usually is called a ball if they don't swing at it, but it's a great pitch. And that one's high for ball 2. So 2-0 to Archibald, the number 9 hitter. She is the extra hitter, the designated hitter, as it were, today for Snake River, hitting in that 9 position. Swing and a miss at that one. Yeah, Preston, not Snake River. Snake River was the baseball game on the other diamond.
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying. And strike 2 right down the middle. Good pitch.
The 3-year-old has set off the alarm.
Yes, that is our car that you can hear. We're working on it. 2-2 count. And that one's high for ball 3. So yet another full count. And a lot of those today in this game between the two teams combined. And that one's ball 4. So Archibald earns herself a walk. And Matson, the shortstop, who's 3 for 3, she's had a great game, will be the batter. Preston looking to extend this 4-run lead, 12-8 in this game. No lead is safe here in the top of the 7th. That's a ball. And top of the lineup and a throw down to first, not in time. Archibald gets back. But it's important to keep those runners close. You don't want them getting down to second and getting into scoring position. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Foul ball. Nice pitch and good effort there by Matson to fight it off. So here's the 1-1 pitch from Crockett. And another foul ball. This one's going to get just out of play over into the Crockett family again. That one on the fly. The last time it went over and got them moving, it was a ground ball. This one's a fly ball over there into the giant flower pot, as it were. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at first after the leadoff walk. That one's high for ball 2. Archibald dances back to first. This game's going on 2 hours old already. And there's another foul ball. That'll happen when you have a lot of foul balls, a lot of 3-2 counts. And both teams have done that a lot, fought off a lot of pitches. According to my very unofficial pitch count, Brooklyn Crockett has already thrown 128 pitches in this game. And I'm probably within 1 or 2 of being accurate. And there is a rope to the fence on the ground. The runners will stop at second and third, but a double, another double. And it took about 2 bounces before it hit the fence in left center field. Nothing anybody can do about that. It was about 4 or 5 feet over Armstrong's head. Nothing she can do. And the double gives Preston 2 runners in scoring position. And Biggs has already got a home run in this game. She is 2 out of 4. And she is going to ground out to second, but a run does score, and the other runner advances to third. Nothing that Price can do about that one, but make sure she gets the out at first. The run was going to score on that play. And 5-run lead now for Preston. Runner at third with 1 out. Keller, the pitcher, she's 1 out of 4 on the day. Takes ball 1. She has popped out, grounded out, flown out, and had a ground ball into left field. She takes outside, throw down to third, not in time, and it's going to go clear to the fence, and a run will score easy. So the pitch was a ball, and the throw from Romrell to Humphreys was on the outside of the bag. Humphreys couldn't get over to it. It rolls clear out to Crockett in deep left field, and easy score there. Foul tip for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on, but 2 runs have scored in the inning. It's a 6-run lead now for Preston. They'd love to add a couple more. And that one's going to come right at us off the top of the fence for a double.
Oh.
And that one was an inch from being a home run. And it goes as a double. And the runner slid into second, and Bentley Price was standing on second waiting for the throw and got knocked down. So Coach Pope is going to come out and check on her, make sure she's okay. So another runner in scoring position, 6-1 run lead already And looks like Price's knee is what they're looking at. I think she's okay. She's been walking it off.
It did bend it weird, but
she's putting weight on it. She's talking to Coach Pope, just making sure she's okay. You don't want to make her play on an injury. And they're having her jog, just double check on her.
I think they're watching the Lightning. Getting reports on my phone that it's lightning in the area. However, I think the closest one was 8 miles.
Alrighty, I think the athletic director probably should be checking on that. He hasn't been paying attention, but he does have an app. Yeah, Yep, we're still okay. We're well beyond burn. We're the only lightning strikes in the area so far. But I'm going to let you take this, and I'm going to go in and talk to him because that's definitely what they're talking about over there.
That is definitely what they're talking about over there. All right, again, so Preston leading 14-8 in the top of the 7th, 1 out. They have a runner on second, and yeah, definitely trying to decide what they're going to do with the weather. Looks like they're going to continue for a minute here. The thing is, we've gone already 5 full innings, so at any point, if there is a lightning delay and it lasts for any significant amount of time, it is well within reason that they could call the game at this point. All right, batter at the plate. Pitch is delivered, and that's a called strike. 0-1 the count. 1 out. Campbell at the plate. Beautiful catch there by Peyton Crockett out in left field for a recorded out. That's the second out. Held, of course, the runner to second base. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. A hit to shallow right field, and Bentley Price in that second base position ran out and was able to catch that ball. So third out, only 1 point. Was there 1 point scored in that inning? 1 point scored in that inning. And that brings us to the bottom of the 7th. Bears have a lot of work to do. This is it for them. This is their last at-bat. So needing to score at least 6 points to keep the game going, 7 to win it here in the bottom of the 7th. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, being brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. They're sponsoring our scoreboard today. You can count on them to care. Be sure to visit blmhospital.com for all their latest listings. And don't forget to check out their careers, their job opportunities. Look under the career tab. Lots of job openings at the hospital, as well as the Bear Lake Clinic in Garden City. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. Phillips 66, it's you save Phillips 66. Live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. Jacobson Mountain Air, heating and air conditioning for the Bear Lake Valley. Call 208-847-2665. Gunderson Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. And, of course, you can find them on 8th Street in Montpelier. Northern Title, good deeds done daily, northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more. If you have concerns or questions about a prescription medication, or you're looking for something over the counter, they can help you out. And don't forget to check out their great gift gallery while you're there. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for the Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. And special thanks to Gary H. Tusher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, that's Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing's Flying S Title, and Southeast Idaho Steel. All right, who's up to bat here? Abby Humphreys, our third baseman today. She takes the first pitch for a ball. And that's low and inside for ball 2. Pitcher taking the call from the dugout. Ball 3, low. Bear Lake desperately needing some runners on base here. 3-0 the count.
And
strike.
Just dropped in there.
Welcome back.
And not quite. I'm getting a phone call from the Preston athletic director, so I probably ought to take that one.
Well, we'll just mute you again. Oh, high for ball 4. Abby Humphreys headed down to first base. All right, and now coming up to bat is center fielder today, Brooklyn Pope. And I don't have the iPad, so I don't know what she's done today, but. All right, a beautiful bunt. She's out at first, but it advances our runner to second. So a great sacrifice bunt there by Pope to advance Humphreys down to second base.
Okay, now I'm back. Sorry. So Humphreys advanced to second. The sacrifice bunt is successful on moving the runner, but that's one out. And Bentley Price, who's got a home run in this game, coming to the plate. She has been swinging the bat really well for the Bears as of late. She takes high for ball 1. And Humphreys walks back to second. So the Bears need to get some stuff going here in this 14-8 game. And Price pops that one out foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on the runner at second after leadoff walk by Humphreys. Price trying to extend the game. Bears need base runners. They've scored 8, but they trail by 6, 14-8. Swing and a miss. So Price, who homered on her last at bat, was the last Bear Lake Bear to score. We'll try to get back in this. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Struck her out. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. So the Bears down to their last out. Callie Beard, who's 1 for 2 in the game, also has been playing excellent. She grounded out and she doubled and she walked in her last at bat. Bears trail by 6 down their final out. We'll probably have a coin toss to decide district champ, which we'll do right after this game. Foul ball on the first pitch. So both pitchers have gone all the way. Keller, I have her for throwing 135 pitches, somewhere pretty close to that.
Wow.
And Crockett was over 130 pitches herself. Both pitchers have gone the whole way. Both pitchers have thrown a lot. Beard fouls this one off. So the Bears down to the final strike, 0-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. 1 on, the runner at second. And Preston doesn't even need to worry about her, because even if she scores, they still have a 5-run lead, and with 2 outs, Bears got a lot of work to do. Beard is going to fly out to right field, and that's going to, oh, no, she misses it. So Humphreys will score. That was a long run. That ball died in the air. I thought that was going to be an easy out.
Yeah, I thought she was going to get that too. Yeah.
It looked like it was going to be an easy out. The ball just kept just died. And she tried to make a diving attempt out at it and does not come up with it. So Bears score a run and extend the game. Now Brooklyn Crockett will come to the plate. And Coach Pope is having a discussion with the umpire.
I think there's going to be a substitution for a runner here.
Yeah, so Taylinda Clark, who is the flex, is trying to come in to be the pinch runner. And I know because I looked this up just last week because this situation happened. It is legal, but I think he's being told no. And so it'll be a different pinch runner. Amanda Saxton is going to go run for Kelly Beard. And I'll have to clarify that because I looked up the rule last game. Your flex can be a pinch runner. And that's what they just tried to do. And he was told no, so Amanda Saxton becomes the pinch runner. Brooklyn Crockett, the batter, she's 1 for 1. She has an infield single and 2 walks in her 3 at-bats. And she needs to reach base again to extend this game.
It's starting to rain.
It is a light rain here at the field. With lightning in the distance, we'll see if we get a junior varsity game in, but at least we'll finish this varsity game up here. Ball 1. Oh!
Oh, wow. Whoa, wow. Wow.
Called strike at the knees. That was really low. 0-1. Ball 1. That one was outside and high. Here's the 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. She swung at it.
Yep.
Strike 2.
Did.
And that was a rise ball. So again, Bears down to their final strike. Lee said that's a minute ago, and they were able to score a run on the single by Beard. Crockett versus Keller. And here's the pitch. Foul ball. Just got a piece of it. She swung late, but got enough of it to foul it off. Clear over into left field of the other diamond. So good contact, but it was that was kind of a save my at-bat swing, and it worked. So again, Bears down to their final pitch. Again, a foul ball. 142 pitches thrown already by Keller in this game. Baseball, that's not even legal, but softball is a completely different motion, so there is no pitch count in high school softball. That's a ball, and it's going to get to the backstop. Saxton easily down to second base. So now runner in scoring position, 2-2 count with 2 out. Again, a batter doing what both teams' batters have done all day, working the count, fouling off good pitches and staying alive. That one's in the dirt for ball 3, but it's a great play by Campbell back behind the plate to knock it down and keep Saxton at second base. Three-2 count.
Yep.
Struck her out to end the game. Outside corner, called strike, that's it. Preston wins. We're going to have a coin flip to see who is the district champ. And this coin flip means a lot because the district champs host the tournament and have a first round bye. So we'll have a coin flip and that'll decide. But the next softball game, we'll let you know where it is on tomorrow's broadcast. So the next softball game will be either Thursday or Saturday, depends on the result of the coin toss.
If it's Saturday, that means we won the coin toss and we'll be hosting. If it's Thursday,
It's in Preston.
It's in Preston, and that means we lost the coin toss and we'll go in as the second seed.
Yep, so 14-9 your final score. Bears baseball loses 5-4 in 9 innings. Bears softball loses 14-9 in 7. And that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks, Ray Henry. He let him put the camera away, get out of the rain. Lisa did a great job pushing the buttons when everything would work. And for everybody else on the SBI Sports Network, this is
Lisa Hillier
and Jared Hillier saying good night, everybody.